Hey folks, so today's video is going to be my review of the Tarte Tarteist Pro palette. Now, I did use this palette for 5 different looks all throughout this past week, so if you guys are curious about how they perform, then just go check out those videos. Now, if you guys watched those videos, you guys saw that all throughout the week that I don't like this palette. There are some good things and there are some bad things, but overall my general opinion is I don't like this palette. So I'm going to get into the packaging, the pricing, and the pros and cons, and sort of wrap up my final thoughts. But before anyone asks, this lip color is Sephora Lip Cream in 15. And then I went in with this color here from the palette, which is Trendy, and just pressed it on top. So packaging, this is what the box for it looks like. Very simple, really visually appealing. So like black and gold is always nice. I really like that font. That font is like one of my favorite things. I'm really big into typography and that sort of thing, so I really like this font like a lot. Alright, so then for the actual packaging itself, it is the black and gold. It is sort of a hard plastic, and it is weighty, like it has some nice weight to it. It feels a little bit more substantial than like a regular cardboard packaging, which I can appreciate. So then you open it up, it does have the mirror, it stays like that, which is, I'm actually surprised. I'm so used to palettes that flop over that having it stay up like that was actually more of an annoyance for me, because I like to flip the lids back so that it takes up less space. I also feel like I'm gonna break this off, like if it's just on my vanity. I like to just throw things amongst my vanity when I'm doing my makeup, and so, I don't know, some people might like that, some people might not like that. I personally don't like that, but again, that's just me. But the packaging is really nice, and I really wish that more companies put a little bit more money into making solid packaging like this. Like, it's really nice. Now, I did watch a couple people's video that said that the top part feels like NARS packaging. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it doesn't. I don't know where people are getting that. Yes, it's black and yes, it's matte, but NARS has more of like a rubbery texture, and whereas this is just sort of like a matte black plastic. It doesn't have that same sort of like nice luxurious feel that NARS packaging has. Goes for NARS, goes for this, is that it gets dirty super quick. I've only had this palette for like a little over a week now, and it looks gross. Me personally, obviously you can clean this really easily, but if it was just something that didn't get fingerprints and smudges and oiliness and other makeup residue on it, it would just be so much better in my opinion. Alright, so cost. Right now on Sephora, this palette retails for $69 Canadian. Obviously a little bit less USD or wherever you're from, so take that into account. I like to just use Canadian dollars because that's just what I'm used to. So for me, $69 is a more expensive palette. Something like the Kat Von D Metal Matte, that was up there, I think, in the $74 range. So for me, $69 is a little bit higher than your average palette price. Average palette price, typically, depending on what it is, in Canada is anywhere from $50 to $70, with the higher ends being like $75 and up. So, I mean, this is right at like 70 bucks, which is, I don't know, pretty fucking expensive if you ask me. So you do get 20 eyeshadows in this palette. You get your 16 mattes and your 4 metallic. I think they call it duochrome in this. They're basically metallic. All of them in here, except for this one, are metallic. They don't have any duochrome. This one has a slight shift, but really, they're metallic. Okay, this is what it claims on the Sephora site. It says, be your own makeup artist with the high-performing pro palette for photo-worthy looks. It's loaded with 16 long-wearing matte shades that are infused with Amazonian clay for smooth blending and flake-resistant wear. Plus, 4 brand new iridescent luster shades with a micro shimmer duochrome finish. This palette's deeply concentrated mineral pigments and a brand new smart blend technology will leave you with even intense color payoff in a range of natural blah blah. Basically what they're claiming is that the mattes are long lasting, they blend well, and they're highly concentrated, and that the luster shades, or iridescent luster shades, have micro shimmer and duochrome finish. I find none of that true. The reason why I got this palette is that all the reviews that I've seen have either been positive or negative. People either love it, they think it's the best palette like ever, or people absolutely hate it and think it's garbage. And so for me, when I see opinions like that, I have to try it and have to test it out for myself, just because I'm kind of wondering, like, okay, where are people's thought process when it comes to this palette? Like, is it a batch issue where people are getting better ones than other people? Like, are some of them duds? I really hate that, by the way. I'm just gonna do a little sidebar. I don't know, I hate that it's almost the norm that when palettes are released nowadays, there's bound to be like a batch that are like duds. why? Why aren't they all similar quality? And like that worries me. It's like, okay, well, some people are getting good ones, some people are getting bad ones, some people, you know, like opinions are one thing. Some people prefer, you know, smoother, more chalky matte. Some people prefer really blendable, creamy matte. I mean, it is a preference thing, but in general, your product should be consistent. And that goes for product in the actual palette itself. Like if I'm getting a palette that says, okay, here are your 16 matte shades, I expect that all 16 matte shades are going to be the same. That are going to have the same quality, the same performance, regardless of the color of them, basically. I'm going to go into this palette a little bit. I will say right off the bat that the metallic shades, duochrome, whatever you want to call them, those are fantastic. Those are really good. But for me personally, these 4 shades are nothing so revolutionary that I'm like, holy shit, I need this palette, you know? So, okay, so moving on to the mattes. The mattes suck. I don't like them. I don't like the consistency, the formula. Now, there are some in this palette that are better than others. For example, I actually really like this whole bottom row is pretty good. I don't mind this color here, which is Whimsy. That one performed pretty well. But in general, all of the other shades are kind of duds. Now, they do finger swatch really well, and this is why it's really, really important to try out eyeshadows on your lid and to watch people actually put them on their lid, because, like, look, I'm gonna go in, boom, beautiful, boom, stunning, you know, gorgeous. Looks so nice. So yeah, like I finger swatch and it's like boom, beautiful. But when I actually went to apply them to the lid, they're a little bit dry, they're a little bit powdery. The fallout is unreal. Like I've never had eyeshadows with this much fallout ever. I think that has to do with the fact that they're so soft and borderline chalky. And so this whole claim that they have saying that like they're long lasting, easy to blend, very pigmented, is kind of shit. Like I personally don't see it with the palette that I have. So again, my issue is like, did I get one of the ones that was a dud? Like, I don't know. There might be versions of this palette that are really good. It's hard to say. But in general, when you're paying $70 for a palette, I don't want to like 5 shades out of it. I want to like all the shades out of it, or at the very least, the majority of them. I just don't find these shadows easy to work with. But I mean, if you like this palette, that's fine, and I completely respect people who do. I may have gotten one of the ones that was a dud, who knows? Now, I mean, really, if there's better performing versions of this palette, then yeah, the palette would be fine. The colors are really nice. They're a little bit more muted, but I mean, if that's something that you're into, then yeah. If you have a better performing version of this palette, then yeah, I could see why people really, really like it. But yeah, seeing what Tarte says about them, that they have like intense color, they blend well, and they last long, I don't see this at all in this palette. I did apply a couple shades to the lid. I found that they faded within about a 2-hour mark on me, and that's using them with a primer. For me, it's just not worth it in the sense that like, I don't want to take a gamble on the eyeshadows that I pick for the day, whether or not they're going to actually last on my eyelid, or whether or not they're going to be a pain in the ass to work with. Like, I should be able to open up a palette and use all of them, create a beautiful look, close it, and go about my day, and not worry like, oh yeah, maybe I used that shade that like might fade in a couple hours. So for me, for $69, I really can't recommend this palette or suggest it, just because I don't feel it's worth it for the shades that I do like in the palette. As always, I do always recommend that you try it out in store. Get someone to apply it on you if you can. That way you'll get a feel for what the texture is like, because honestly, like, I finger swatched them and I thought, oh yeah, this is fine, like this isn't a bad palette. So then I started using it on the eye and I went, okay, like something's a little off here with these shades. So I do kind of want to throw in my 2 cents about something as well. This is the little insert that came in with the palette for different looks that you can do. I don't really want to throw shade at the artist that did this makeup, but I mean, really, even the examples that you give for the 4 looks aren't that great. But you would expect, like, when you open a palette and they give you an example of looks to do, that you expect the looks to be well executed. I don't know, that's just me kind of pointing something out that I kind of went, alright. For $70, you can pick up, you know, Modern Renaissance palette, which is amazing quality, and then maybe if you're interested, you could pick up one of the Kat Von D, what are they called? Metal Crush eyeshadows. Those are like a better version of the metallics that are in this palette. But yeah, it's definitely nothing against Tarte. Like, I really like the Swamp Queen palette. I love this. It's just these are not good, and it's like the formula is completely different, and I don't like it. Maybe I don't like the Amazonian clay texture. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully this video isn't too long and helps you out a bit. Again, thank you for watching. And as always, I'll have a new palette starting next week on Monday at 8 AM Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for watching. So hope you guys are doing good. Have a great day. Bye.